We each have the capacity to create ripples in the lives of others in ways we can barely fathom. So, as you can probably hear, I'm recording this mini podcast episode at the beach, and in the background you can hear the waves of Pra Sands breaking upon the shore. And when the larger sets of waves roll in, I don't know how drowned out my voice will be, but certainly the waves will be present. And I'm here because I'm in a very important moment in both my personal and professional life. Professionally, of course, I am trying to give rise to greater life and a community that can genuinely transform the lives of entrepreneurs over 50 around the globe. And in so doing, play our part in transforming the narrative and experience of life after 50. That indeed ageism is the last ism that needs to die. And here I speak of death in the sense of transformation, in the sense that it is meant in the tarot cards. Can we transform our narrative, our perceptions, our perspectives of aging, of the elderly, of life after 50, into something where that period of life is seen as the bearer of great gifts for all of us? And in my personal life, I am navigating both some of the greatest blessings and the greatest challenges I've ever known. Staring down all the ways in which my past choices have created certain realities for me. My past stories of who I am and what I'm capable of, and indeed my past perceptions of myself. And so here I am, doing something that is one of the founding principles of the Greater Life community, letting the forces of nature shape me into a force of nature. And here is where I come to the point I made right at the start, that we each have the capacity to create ripples in the lives of others in ways we can barely fathom. You see, that quote, or that idea, that principle of letting the force of nature shape you into a force of nature, was given to me, gifted to me, by the great Gaelic wise man, founder of the Centre of Human Ecology, bard, priest sometimes, celebrant author, Alistair McIntosh. And I was interviewing him for my book, Creative Uprising, which this year will turn 10. And I saw Alistair at a wedding of a shared dear friend, a few years back. And I said to him, here were some of the things you said. And he said to me, that sounds good. I must have been on form that day. And it really struck me that in so many ways life blessed me, gifted me with the writing of Creative Uprising. I was able to interview, before he passed, the late Dr. Anders K. Ericsson. He was the godfather of all of the research that Malcolm Gladwell and others have since popularized into the 10,000 hours rule. And so to get from the horse's mouth, like the godfather of the research, insights into what it genuinely takes to create a world-class level of performance, alongside interviews from Alistair McIntosh where he was on form that day. You know, this feels really special and a deep gift, and one that in forthcoming episodes I intend to honour as I explore the possibility of publishing a 10-year anniversary edition of Creative Uprising. So to come, though, to this idea of creating ripples in each other's lives. And Alistair McIntosh created a ripple in my life from that moment. That quote is one I've always come back to as a guiding principle for my life, deepening into my shamanic practice and work, and now into connection with my partner. And yet, this quote also has gone on to be taken up by one of our founding members of the Greater Life community. So much so that I now consider it to be an invitation from life to include this concept, this principle, as one of the founding principles on which Greater Life operates. So that as we come to develop out our ecosystem of products and services, without doubt, one of the core elements will be adventures and retreats in nature, where each of our 4 pillars of health, happiness, home and hustle can be shaped by the forces of nature so that we become a force of nature. And so, there, Alistair placed a gem into the pond of my life, and from that rippled out, let's call it the ocean of my life, and from that rippled out an idea that has now touched the lives of members of our community, and as our community grows, will become a core piece of it, touching, I hope, millions of lives, inviting them back into deep connection with themselves and with nature, and from there, being able to take a stand for the love they are here to create in the world, the love they are here to be. So, we create ripples in the lives of others in ways we may never fathom. So today, what ripples of love will you create?